I'm about to reveal truths no one openly shares. This isn't comforting wisdom. Society keeps it hidden. But once you hear it, your life will split. Before knowing and after. 5 centuries ago, Niccolò Machiavelli wrote profound truths about human nature. So powerful, his book was banned. Leaders secretly studied it. Why? He wrote the actual manual for how humans truly work. And here's what should concern you. Those who know these truths are using them every day. In meetings, relationships, politics. They're playing a master game. Why wasn't this taught? Because society trains you to believe seeing reality is cynical, strategy manipulative, understanding influence flawed. But here's the stark reality. Unawareness is a vulnerability. Starting now, I'm going to empower you. Once you grasp these truths, human interactions will never look the same. So before we go further, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. What I reveal next reshapes your world forever. Lesson 1. People are guided by emotion, not pure logic. You've been taught humans are rational. That's a fundamental misunderstanding. Machiavelli knew this. He wrote, "People generally judge more by what they see than by what they truly feel." This means, people choose based on appearances, on what looks right, not always on what is right. Most prioritize comfort over raw reality. Logic often yields to desire. Reason fades when faced with strong emotions like fear, craving, status, or comfort. You've been playing with the wrong rules. Facts alone rarely shift beliefs. Feelings do. The individual who masters emotions, bypassing rigid logic to connect directly to feelings, influences every situation. They make people feel their perspective is correct, which is profoundly impactful. History's greatest influencers didn't rise with data. They used messages that ignited feelings. Businesses sell happiness, not just products. Belief systems spread by capturing hearts. This is why your arguments are sometimes overlooked, advice ignored, influence slips away. You assumed logic would prevail. People are often driven by emotional needs. So here's your first profound lesson. Stop trying to change minds with facts. Start thoughtfully shaping emotions. To inspire someone, show them what makes them feel good about themselves. To influence a connection, let them experience the impact of your distance or the joy of your engagement. To lead in business, craft a compelling story that inspires belief in your vision. The person who argues with facts is a teacher. The person who understands emotions is a leader. Once you grasp this, you'll see through many pretenses. The politician's smile, the brand's image, colleagues, excuses, all designed to protect feelings, not reveal bare truth. Once you see these layers, emotion, vulnerability, desire, you gain insight. If emotions guide actions, then loyalty itself needs a closer look. Lesson 2. Strength and vulnerability in human dynamics. There are fundamental forces in human interaction, those who lead with strength and those who remain vulnerable. Strip away social politeness, and you're left with a core principle. The influential guide, the vulnerable are guided. A subtle truth. A lack of inner strength doesn't just hinder you, it can attract challenges. Think, why might a leader address dissent directly while ignoring a timid complaint? Why might someone be drawn to a partner who stands firm, rather than one who constantly yields? Because those in a position to influence often identify the path of least resistance. Machiavelli understood this. He wrote, "It is better to inspire caution than affection, if you cannot have both." Caution creates a protective boundary. Affection without underlying strength can invite disregard, but caution encourages thoughtful engagement. A lack of inner strength can impact those around you. A person lacking it might unintentionally draw resources from others, subtly draining energy until boundaries are set or they become overwhelmed. This can create instability. That's why a lack of inner strength can be more challenging than outright difficult behavior. Difficult individuals stand their ground. Those lacking inner strength can create imbalance. Society often encourages us to be harmless, to soften, embrace our softer side. They call it sensitivity. They call it being a better person. But reality, the person who cannot stand firm for themselves, their loved ones, or their reputation, is not effectively contributing. They are a potential liability. Strength is not an option. It is essential for navigating life effectively. Once you accept this, interactions look different. Every exchange becomes a subtle test. Who is acting from strength? Who from vulnerability? Who is poised to guide? Who is easily swayed? People are often drawn to individuals who radiate inner strength because instinctively they understand strength offers security. Effective leaders emerge because people prefer clear direction. You must decide: cultivate inner strength or remain vulnerable. Lesson 3: Authentic strength versus perceived niceness. Your elders might have told you, be agreeable, don't cause trouble, and people will like you. This understanding can be misleading. Machiavelli saw it. He wrote, "People are simple and so easily influenced by their immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack those who believe them." People can confuse a lack of inner strength with goodness, obedience with virtue, agreeableness with true value. That's why some connections struggle despite outward pleasantness. Why companies praise teamwork but value strategic drive. Why the world rewards the decisive. Because being agreeable isn't the same as being genuinely good. Agreeableness can be avoiding conflict from apprehension, saying what people want to gain approval, seeking validation. Genuine goodness is different. Goodness is having difficult conversations when necessary, communicating what needs to be said, even if uncomfortable, standing firm on principles, even if criticized. Agreeable individuals seek approval. Principled individuals earn respect. Genuine respect rarely goes to the overly agreeable. Leaders rarely fully trust the consistently compliant. Peers don't always follow the one who avoids all friction. Agreeableness without underlying strength can be perceived as vulnerability. Look at history. Were the greatest leaders merely agreeable? Caesar, Alexander, Napoleon. They could be generous, merciful, but only when it served power, never at expense of strength. Look at modern leaders, CEOs, presidents, champions. Not typically just agreeable. They are fair, just, protect those who align. But they do not bend for approval, tremble at rejection, fear being disliked. That's why they're followed. You can be kind without being weak. You can be genuinely good without being merely agreeable. But you cannot truly inspire respect if you lack inner strength. Strength with kindness is highly influential. Weakness with mere agreeableness can be a subtle detriment. Stop trying to be universally liked. Start inspiring genuine respect. The worst outcome for a person seeking influence is to be overlooked. Lesson 4: Building trust, not blind loyalty. Your elders might have taught you loyalty is paramount. But Machiavelli viewed the world for its practical realities. His warning, since deep affection and careful caution can hardly exist together, it is wiser to inspire caution than to solely rely on affection. Why? Affection can be fragile, conditional, often present only as it benefits the giver. You've observed this. The friend who only connects when needed, the company preaching family until restructuring, the partner keeping options open. This isn't genuine trust, it's perceived benefit disguised as allegiance. A steadfast commitment given without reciprocity isn't noble, it's a vulnerability. A person constantly offering unwavering commitment to those who don't return it makes a strategic error. Influential individuals are strategically discerning. They understand commitment is mutual. When broken, terms are reevaluated. Genuine commitment isn't uncritical, it aligns with those who prove their worth. Machiavelli saw leaders who trusted too much face challenges. Today, this dynamic persists. Commitment exists, often only as it serves mutual interests. So, be discerning with your commitment, resolute about withdrawing it when not reciprocated. Assess people. Observe how they behave when no immediate benefit exists. Notice who supports you during challenges. Never give commitment to those who diminish you. A person demanding commitment but not giving it acts from influence. One constantly offering it without return risks their position. Never waste commitment on those who cannot or will not return it. Because commitment without mutual respect isn't affection, honor, or noble. It's a vulnerability. And vulnerabilities can be strategically leveraged. What truly protects an individual? Not affection, not blind commitment, reputation. Lesson 5. Your reputation is your strategic shield. A person without a strong reputation is at a disadvantage. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Your true self is important, but how others perceive you is critically influential. Many struggle, believing authenticity means revealing everything. They overshare fears, vulnerabilities, doubts. They express frustration about misunderstanding, then wonder why no one respects them. But the world doesn't always reward unfiltered authenticity. It often rewards strategic authenticity. Your reputation is the armor shielding you from underestimation, the clear voice cutting through misdirection, the presence preceding you. With a strong reputation, challenges hesitate. With a weak one, allies might doubt. History shows leaders like Alexander the Great influenced empires through formidable images. Steve Jobs built an aura. Investors, employees, rivals swayed because his reputation inspired belief. Compare that to those constantly expressing frustration, explaining themselves, convincing others of good intentions. They are rarely respected, often merely observed. Lesson: perception shapes reality. If you don't manage it, someone else will. To be seen as capable? Never complain. Present solutions. Valuable? Don't always be available. Scarcity creates worth. Influential? Never over-explain decisions to those whose opinions don't affect your path. This is strategic authenticity. Not fake, but revealing only aspects that serve your long-term goals. Reputation is like fire. Unattended, it dies. Uncontrolled, it burns. Thoughtfully managed, it gives clarity, presence, respect. If undermined, it takes immense effort to restore. A single misstep can erode years. Guard it more fiercely than resources or connections. It's your passport to influence. Without it, you are disadvantaged. But reputation isn't enough. Others will try to destroy it, envy it, desire your place. That brings us to Machiavelli's next warning. Lesson 6. Strategically prepare in times of calm. Most believe peaceful times are the norm, challenges rare. Machiavelli knew the opposite. Difficulty cannot be avoided. It can only be postponed to others' advantage. Potential challenges are always subtle. In quiet moments, unspoken dynamics, hidden intentions. Are you ready, or will you be impacted? Think of life as a dynamic landscape. In careers, someone observes your position. In relationships, dynamics shift. In social circles, someone tests boundaries. Reality. If not strategically prepared, you're disadvantaged. Successful individuals aren't surprised by challenges. They anticipate, develop skills, prepare during calm to navigate effectively. A skilled artisan sharpens tools meticulously. How does this look? In business, companies build resources, understand markets long before shifts. In public affairs, nations build alliances, gain intelligence during peace. In your personal life, the person cultivating inner strength, building resources, fostering connections when not challenged. That person thrives when challenges arrive. Machiavelli's animal parable. The lion cannot protect from traps, the fox from wolves. Be both, discerning enough to see difficulties, strong enough to address them. Most choose one, insightful but lacking outward resolve, or resolute but lacking foresight. The person cultivating both is formidable. Principle. Don't initiate conflicts, but be prepared to effectively navigate every single one. The visibly prepared person rarely fights overtly. Why? Those seeking influence sense strength and choose the weaker target. Cultivate yourself into a person others are cautious about testing. Not aggressive, but radiating preparedness. Develop skills unseen. Build resources when others spend. Cultivate insights when others are distracted. Forge resilience before challenges begin. Then, when difficulties arise, you'll be ready. Even with strength, insight, reputation, and readiness, many face challenges because they confuse agreeableness with strength. That's a common misunderstanding. Lesson 7. The strategic power of discerning action. People imagine honesty rules the world. Reality? Strategic action has shaped history more profoundly than unfiltered honesty. Machiavelli wrote, "A leader never lacks valid reasons to adjust their commitments." Every influential figure navigates situations requiring adjusted commitments. Strategic presentation isn't corruption, it's a necessity. Look at nature. Fox uses cleverness. Snake camouflages. Anglerfish hides. Humans are similar. Influential figures cultivate appealing narratives. Organizations use positive messaging. Even in personal connections, promises are often conditional. Many cling to belief that honesty protects. This is vulnerability. Machiavelli. Those presenting appealing narratives will always have followers, as people believe what comforts them. Reality. If you refuse to engage strategically, you will still be influenced. Refuse to navigate complex dynamics, you're still a participant in someone else's strategy. Does this mean always misrepresent? No. Master thoughtful presentation. When to reveal, when to conceal, when to adjust narrative to protect intentions. The world doesn't reward unfiltered honesty. It rewards strategic clarity. Share insights when it strengthens. Maintain discretion when it protects. Adjust commitments when steadfastness is detrimental. Others often navigate similarly. Principle. The completely transparent individual isn't always influential, they can be vulnerable. Lesson 8. Influence beyond conventional morality. You've been taught morality is absolute. Machiavelli saw through that. Morality isn't truth, it's a framework for influence. Who defines good? Those with influence. Leaders frame submission as virtue, sacrifice as honor, challenges to authority as problematic. The public accepts this, believing in order. History contradicts. Institutions enforced moral codes. nations justify actions, governments navigate dilemmas. Morality isn't just truth, it's prevailing narrative. Those who guide narrative shape morality. Influential figures rarely adhere strictly to every moral principle they advocate. They adapt. They establish frameworks for others, encouraging honesty while exercising discretion, advocating cooperation while acting decisively. Why? A population believing in fixed morality is easier to guide. They self-regulate, align with authority. Influential adapt principles when necessary. Morality is a strategic tool, not unyielding law. Machiavelli wrote, "A leader must learn how not to always be conventionally good, and to use this knowledge or not use it, according to necessity." Do not discard morality entirely. Use it thoughtfully. Appear moral when it serves. Navigate outside conventional morality when strategic survival demands. Never become prisoner of someone else's moral code. Rigidly clinging to it makes one easily influenced. Thoughtfully adapting it wields greater influence. Lesson 9. The core drivers: respect and consequence. Every successful entity operates on the hidden economy: respect and consequence. Machiavelli understood this. People are moved by immediate experiences, aversion to negative outcomes, desire for positive ones. Strip away idealism, you find core mechanics. Leaders maintain position because people respect authority and anticipate defiance consequences. Organizations guide employees with advancement promises and clear expectations. Mentors guide through clear guidance and feedback. True influence principle: he who controls balance of respect and consequence guides actions. Look around. The influential figure promising stability while addressing challenges. The respected guide offering insights, setting boundaries. The partner offering support, maintaining standards. These are deliberate strategies. Many struggle, offering only one side, leading with boundless affection until gifts lose value, or with strict control until resistance grows. Machiavelli's secret: the art is in balance. Leniency breeds complacency. Rigidity, opposition. A person alternating both, withdrawing support to inspire engagement, then delivering at peak readiness, cultivates commitment stronger than coercion. Think: a challenging relationship with thoughtful interaction after difficulty, a resilient leader balancing standards and support. How do you influence? Constant giving. Rigid control? Both limited. The astute individual mixes approaches, crafting engagement where disengagement is challenging. How do you influence? What do they respect losing most? What do they value desperately? Position yourself to influence both. Then, you gain significant influence. Lesson 10. The dynamic nature of trust. People speak of trust as unchangeable. Machiavelli knew trust is dynamic. Like glass, it reflects light, beautiful, but cracks, it shatters, never fully restored. First principle: trust is dynamic, exists only as long as it serves mutual benefit. Your life. Colleagues' trust shifts if you can't meet needs. Leaders' trust wavers after misstep. Relationships face challenges over unmet expectations. This is the predictable pattern. Building strategy on unconditional trust is building on fragile foundation. Strategically aware differ from less prepared. The less prepared plead for trust, struggle when challenged. The strategically aware never plead. They cultivate intentionally, through consistent action, strong image, thoughtful revelation. Use it as tool, not sole foundation. Skilled negotiator inspires confidence. Influential public figure gains support. Charismatic individual builds connection. Second principle: Trust doesn't need to be absolute. It only needs to be convincing. Third principle. Person who trusts too readily is susceptible to influence. Blind trust may overlook crucial information, forgive inconsistencies, convinced of good intentions, cling to illusion of trust long after challenged, mistake trust for love. Trust is a form of influence. Those understanding this navigate effectively. Etch this: never depend on unconditional trust alone. Use it strategically. Shape it thoughtfully. Leverage it wisely. Never rest core self-preservation solely on it. Trust is dynamic. Its nature is to evolve. Conclusion: embracing truth, wielding influence. You've now gained insights most will never see. People are guided by emotion. Commitment without mutual respect is vulnerability. Reputation is a powerful shield. Challenges are always a subtle presence. Agreeableness masks apprehensions. Inspiring caution is more resilient than affection. Strategic discernment is essential. Moral frameworks are tools. Respect and consequence drive engagement. Trust is dynamic. You were taught not to know this, trained to look away, comply, be agreeable. But now, the blindfold is off. You see the world as it truly operates. You can't unknow this. Every pleasantry a layer, every promise a dynamic commitment, every virtue a strategic choice. You've stepped into deeper understanding. Question: will you use these truths thoughtfully? Knowledge is a powerful asset. In unprepared hands, it's uncertainty. In strategically aware hands, profound influence. The kind that subtly guides the world. If strong enough, walk forward. If hesitant, set it aside. For those ready, this is only beginning. Machiavelli left blueprints for influence, self-possession, navigation. I'll show you every one. Want more? Go deeper into strategies leaders used. Like this video, subscribe now. Next lesson won't make you comfortable. It will make you resilient. You will never be overlooked again.